Hello everybody, welcome to Oxford News This Week. I'm Terry Stiles and I have another co-worker here, Chuck Cameron.
Thanks
for joining me today.
It's a pleasure.
Jim will be back next week. And in this week's news, the school board centers on safety, successes in last game of the fall sports season, and an update to one Oxford man's hurricane help. All that and more, the Oxford News begins right now. While the village water plant is still fairly new, more repairs are scheduled, but this time residents don't have to boil water, according to village manager Joe Medor. And that's because of the repairs located. Work can be done without lowering the pressure, therefore no water boiling. In October, residents had to boil water after problems with the control panel created a drop in the pressure, which risked bacterial contamination. The latest repairs this week are expected to be completed and back online right away. For additional information for changes or repair plans, you need to go to their website, www.thevillageofoxford.org. Chuck?
School safety was a consistent topic of discussion at the most recent Oxford Schools Board of Education meeting. Oxford High School was recently placed on lockdown after an unknown caller reported a violent threat in the school. Authorities determined the threat was not credible, but the incident raised concerns from students, staff, and the community about safety and how the school will continue to respond to threats moving forward. A presentation from Superintendent Dr. Tanya Mulligan outlined a whole list of both positive responses that promoted strong safety protocols and areas that needed to be focused on and improved. Later in the meeting, the school board received a school safety presentation from Dr. Allison Williman, the Executive Director of School Operations. After touching on the Parent Advisory Board, Williman laid out a timeline of the lockdown response and the school's communication with public safety officials, commending their quick response. Detailed information about the district's response and plans for moving forward can be found in the October 29th meeting agenda at the Oxford Community Schools website. Terry?
After Hurricane Helene left a path of destruction across southeastern United States in late September, Chris Atchison, an Oxford resident, wanted to lend a helping hand, organizing a donation drive where he hoped to fill at least 2 trailers with supplies before heading down to Tennessee to deliver the goods. After they returned home from the trip, I talked with Atchison to see how it went. Let's watch.
When we started this, it just snowballed, and we ended up getting 5 trailer loads of clothes, food, a lot of baby stuff. We had about 9 ton of animal food for dogs and cats that went down, and it was a remarkable thing that the community did. It was really heartwarming. It's really needed. They have a building down there that's approximately 100 foot wide by 200 foot long, and it was stacked full of stuff. But we were welcomed with hugs and tears and thank yous, and it was just remarkable. No problems, no, real smooth. Everybody was a team player.
The donation drive was so successful that there are supplies left over. A Lake Orion woman is sponsoring the remaining donations to go to hurricane victims in Florida. Chuck?
Sowing the seeds of honor and memory. Oxford Township's Parks and Recreation's Memorial Maples program continues to grow. The Memorial Maples program, created in 2018 as a way for community members to honor lost loved ones. Last week, Parks and Recreation staff planted an additional 30 trees in Seymour Lake Park as a part of the program. For $300, people can purchase maple trees and have them planted in Oxford's most popular park. These trees not only mark the memory of a family member or friend, but grow over time, leaving the park with beauty, shade, and a home for wildlife. The Memorial Maples program also includes an engraved memorial stone placed at the base of each tree. Tree order forms are available at the Oxford Township Parks and Recreation Office. For more information, the office can be reached at 248-628-1720. Terry?
A brand new Ford dealership facility is coming to Lake Orion Township, and it's a story 60 years in the making. The Skelneck Ford dealership on South Lapeer Road is moving to a new 52,000 square foot facility. Skelneck Ford President Richard Skelneck, along with family, friends, and employees, held a groundbreaking ceremony for the new location. The current Skelneck location has been a family business since the beginning of 1964. Construction on the new facility is set to take about 14 months, with a completion date sometime at the first quarter of 2026. According to management team member Ryan Skelneck, the business is expected to grow in the larger facility, so the dealership anticipates it going to be a Ford latest trademark look. While the new dealership is being constructed, customers can still visit the current location and get the same service without interruption. Congratulations. Chuck?
Transportation groups across Oakland County are looking for residents to share their thoughts and ideas on the Oakland County Community Transit Plan. In Oxford and Addison, residents can access public transportation services through the North Oakland Transportation Authority, which is also known as NOTA, which is encouraging both riders and people who don't use its transportation services to fill out the survey. NOTA will have flyers with a QR code posted in its vehicles so riders can take the survey while they're on their way. The Community Transit Plan will consider current conditions, explore examples of other transportation systems, and listen to the voices of residents and stakeholders. The goal is to create strategies for future growth and service improvements. The survey is open until November 18, and on November 14, Oakland County Transit will host a virtual public meeting for residents to learn about the project visions and goals, share their thoughts, and help shape the future of transit in the community. The meetings will take place at noon and again at 5:30 p.m. For more information, visit oakgov.com. Terry?
And behind the lens, there's no bones about it. It was a spooktacular Halloween. Check out these costumes from all across the Oxford School District. Even staff members joined on October 31st. We hope these Wildcats had a skeleton of fun. So, what's going to happen in our last story, Chuck?
Well, in our last story, congratulations, new citizens.
Nice.
And up next, Dave Kenny will have Auto Talk and Science in the News.
We're watching Oxford News this week on Oxford Community Television. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I'm partnering with the American Red Cross this year to tackle blood shortages. Giving blood's important because every 2 seconds, someone actually needs blood, and unfortunately, only like 3% of the U.S. population donates. So we have to step up to give and to make sure there's plenty of blood available for those in need. Visit redcrossblood.org to get in the game and make an appointment to give.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from Automotive News. Ram has been showing off its 540 horsepower 1500 RHO at the State Fair of Texas in Dallas, thrilling potential buyers on an off-road course as professional drivers demonstrated the prowess of the new performance pickup. Some 50,000 fairgoers got to experience the RHO, Ram's new halo that replaces the 702 horsepower TRX that was discontinued in 2023. The RHO specs aren't as gaudy as the TRXs, but Ram is out to prove it's still a beastly pickup in its own right. The RHO employs a high-output version of the twin-turbocharged inline-six Hurricane engine that has already made its way into the plush Jeep Grand Wagoneer SUV and several other Ram 1500 models. The 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi V8 engine that powered the TRX and Dodge's Screaming Hellcats largely has been phased out of the Stellantis lineup. Passengers at the State Fair were left grinning after getting a taste of the RHO's capabilities, says Carl Lally, Vice President of Global Ram Sales Operations. An October 23rd off-road media drive let journalists take the RHO airborne by launching off hills as fast as 45 miles an hour. And that's something. The RHO follows a lineage of wild, quick pickups, including the TRX, the 1970 Dodge Little Red Express, and 2004 Dodge Ram SRT-10. The Speedy RHO, which is rolling out to dealerships, starts at $71,990 with shipping and is built at the Sterling Heights Assembly Plant near Detroit. As the automotive industry continues to deal with volatile forces, it's difficult to pinpoint the role electric vehicles will play in the short and long term, other than to say they are here to stay and as an important part of the overall product mix. Early RHO demand has been strong, and Lally said Stellantis will be able to scale up production if necessary. Everyone who wants the truck, he said, will be able to get one. The RHO's price point undercuts the base price of the rival Ford F-150 Raptor, which starts at $80,900. The Raptor variant with the twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 costs more, and its 450 horsepower falls short of the RHO's. Lally said the pricing strategy was designed to make the RHO accessible. Lally said the brand will tell the story of the truck within the context of its sport truck lineup, which includes the Ram 1500, Rebel, 1500 Warlock, 2500 Power Wagon, and the heavy-duty Rebel. The sporty pickup category, Lally said, is among the fastest growing subsegments, that is, for trucks. The RHO continues the performance aspect of the brand and its off-road proficiency, Lally said. While the RHO is geared towards performance, Ram made sure the truck stayed true to its reputation of luxurious interiors, and customers expect an upscale experience. A 15.4-inch touchscreen sits in the center console, while the front passenger has a 10.25-inch touchscreen that can send directions to the driver, among other features. The RHO has a Harman Kardon audio system with 19 speakers and a 10-inch subwoofer. The RHO has the same 540 horsepower rating as the Longhorn Limited and Tungsten trims that also use the high-output Hurricane, but the RHO setup delivers more performance to your foot, said Doug Killian, Ram's chief vehicle synthesis engineer. What's different about this application is its fresh air intake, Killian said. On top of the hood, fresh air comes in straight to the airbox, delivers that cold air charge for optimal power. And on the exhaust side, true duals on the back, or on the way back, with the H-pipe and a flow control valve. When you go wide open throttle, RPMs kick up and that exhaust flow increases and delivers more power, he said. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
Hi, I'm Joseph Calhoun, and this week I'll be tackling the sports. In the final game of the regular season, the Oxford varsity football team lost 28-0 to the visiting Macomb Dakota High School. The non-conference matchup put the Wildcats' season record back to 6-3. The Michigan High School Football Coaches Association ranked Oxford 10th in the state the week of October 16th, according to Max Preps. A division of CBS Sports ranks the Wildcats 20th in the state and placing Macomb Dakota at number 3 in the state as of last week. Despite the loss, Oxford's varsity team finished the regular season as the Oakland Athletics Association Red Division champs with its record of 3-1. As of Oxford News this week's reporting time, the team has yet to play in the Michigan High School Athletics Association District 6 semifinal against the Davison High School Cardinals. The winner of that game will move on to play in the District 6 finals against either Grand Blanc or Lapeer this Friday. The Oxford boys varsity soccer team has finished the best season in program history after a shootout loss last week. The team faced Byron Center in the state semifinals and came away from the game with a 2-1 loss, but they remain district and regional champs. The team advanced to the finals after defeating West Bloomfield 6-1. The Michigan High School Athletics Association Region 2 semifinal win was an overwhelming 6-1 in the Region 2 final. The Wildcats came out on top of Detroit Catholic Central in a 1-0 penalty shootout victory. Although the penalty shots didn't quite work out in Oxford's favor this time, they ended the season with an overall record of 16 wins, 5 ties, and just 2 losses. Thank you for staying tuned, and that was the sports.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
When a crisis hits, close to home and across the globe, nonprofits are on the front lines, ready to serve.
Keep coming.
The demand for charitable services has skyrocketed, and nonprofits are rising to meet the needs. Healing, nurturing, rescuing, honoring, protecting, caring, inspiring. The work of philanthropic organizations of all sizes, across all missions, has never been more important. And it's donors and volunteers like you who make all this possible. Thank you. Together, we change the world. The Nonprofit Alliance.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I'm partnering with the American Red Cross this year to tackle blood shortages. Giving blood's important because every 2 seconds, someone actually needs blood, and unfortunately, only like 3% of the U.S. population donates. So we have to step up to give and to make sure there's plenty of blood available for those in need. Visit redcrossblood.org to get in the game and make an appointment to give.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. Ants can be used to make yogurt, and now we know how it works. Simply placing as few as 4 live ants into a container of milk provides enough microbes, enzymes, and acids to kickstart the fermentation process that creates yogurt. Today, most yogurts are produced by fermenting milk using commercially made starters. However, the industrialization of the process has meant that countless traditional fermentation practices from around the world are overlooked. In places including Turkey, Albania, Bulgaria, and Macedonia, researchers have previously documented a cultural practice of using ants as a fermentation starter. To find out more, a team of microbiologists, ethnographers, and ant biologists led by Leonid Jan at the Technical University of Denmark and Veronica Senat at the University of Copenhagen came together to understand the scientific basis of ant fermentation. The team worked with traditional yogurt makers in Nova Mahala, Bulgaria, to select a red wood ant, or Formica rufa, colony. To produce the yogurt, 4 live ants were added to a glass jar of raw, warmed milk, and then a cheesecloth was placed over the top of the jar, and it was left to ferment overnight. After 1 day, the milk had developed the acidity, texture, and flavor that marked the early stages of yogurt fermentation. It had a slightly tangy taste with mild herbaceousness and pronounced flavors of grass-fed fat, the researchers write in their paper. The team assessed the microorganisms and acids associated with the ants to explore how they contribute to the yogurt fermentation. Milk usually starts to coagulate when certain kinds of bacteria produce lactic acid. Many ants produce formic acid as a chemical defense against predators, and this can also initiate coagulation. 2 species of lactic acid bacteria are commonly found in fermented foods: Lactobacillus delbrueckii bulgaricus and Fructilactobacillus sanfrancensis were seen in the ant yogurt. The latter is commonly found in sourdough cultures used to make bread, but the study raises the possibility that F. sanfrancensis evolved in ants over millions of years before co-opted to make fermented foods. We think this is quite likely that F. sanfrancensis originated in ants or potentially other insects, says Jan. Ian Powell, an independent dairy researcher, says the ant yogurt is an example of how innovative our ancestors were, even though they had no idea of the underlying chemistry and biology of what they were doing. But he doesn't think there is any reason to suggest that this process is the ancestor of all yogurts. After all, the typical microbiota of raw milk include the bacteria necessary for making yogurt at low levels, but the bacteria are there, and under the right conditions, they will thrive. Powell says the ant method sits comfortably with other traditions more often seen in cheese making, such as the addition of acids like lemon juice or vinegar, or plant parts like fig, latex, and thistle extract, and of animal stomach extracts to bring about coagulation. Viewed in that context, adding ants to milk isn't weird at all. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
And is this with the doctor or is this with the nurse practitioner? Fantastic. Dad, lunch. Got some soup for you.
You are loved.
Oh, you. Look at those freckles.
This was very much. You are valued. You are strong. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving.
In our last story this week, congratulations, new citizens. The Oakland County recently hosted its first ever naturalization ceremony where 25 immigrants and local residents became American citizens. Hailing from 13 different countries such as Germany, Brazil, Romania, and India, the residents say the long process was worth the wait and something many had dreamed of. The ceremony was hosted in partnership with the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Oakland County Executive Dave Coulter said that he's proud that Oakland County is officially a welcoming county where people of all backgrounds and nationalities are valued, accepted, and welcomed. U.S. District Judge Brandy McMillian said that attendance and was excited about the attendance, reminded new citizens to register and vote, saying that voting is not just a right but an obligation for the freedom to practice in democracy. Standing together in Waterford, 25 new Americans waved the flag. This makes me cry. Looking forward to their new beginning. Wow, that's really cool, don't you think?
It is amazing.
It does give me, makes me teary. Good for them, and welcome to our country.
It's a pretty good country.
It is a pretty good country, and we've had a pretty good time in Oxford this week.
It's been a good week.
Halloween turned out good. No mishaps happened.
Not one.
Lots of kids out, and it was beautiful weather. And prior to that, we had Witches' Night, and we're going to watch some of that before we close.
I look forward to it.
So my understanding, and I have to be honest with you, I'm newer to the DDA, only about 2.5 years, but my understanding this used to be a business-run event. So the DDA would kind of help support. Within the last couple of years, I believe that's changed a little bit, and now we partner a little bit more. So it's just a night to get out and to celebrate women and to celebrate the season and to enjoy an evening out. But we have so many businesses that are participating. We have restaurants, we have retail, we have service businesses. So even if you're not serving a food or a drink, you can go in and see entertainment. They might have a little snack in there to help entice you to come in. They have sales. So pretty much the entire district, not everyone, but throughout the district, we have a lot of businesses.
Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
And thank you for joining us. You can do that next week at OCTV on Charter Channel 191, AT&T Channel 99, also on Roku, AT&T, Fire Stick, and a host of other. You can watch us on YouTube and Facebook as well. I want to thank Kyle Snage for putting us on the air again today. Also Connie Miller, who gets us on the air. I'm not going to thank myself. I'm going to thank you and everybody else that works at OCTV. If you have a story idea, give us a call at 248-628-9658. I'm Terry Stiles. Thanks for joining us.